After 20 years of teaching tennis, this is the most common ground stroke error I see. It happens very close to contact and is almost undetectable with the human eye. I really want you to understand friction. Now most people, they want to turn their racket under the ball like this, because your racket face is definitely coming open into the ball, which is what makes you have to do this flip while your racket. Now you'll see from the side here, you still have a little bit of scoop, Ashton. You're not really getting far enough below the point of impact. So you're getting lower and close, but you're letting the ball drop a little low and close. This one's definitely a scoop. Your racket's turned under the ball slightly. And here's where we'll see, if you do hit it over the net, your racket's going to have to do this. It's going to have to scoop open. See, this racket's kind of closed leading in. You see you're going to scoop under it just a little bit though. And as a result, again, I think you still like to scoop a little bit, but when looking at high-level tennis players, we almost always find a vertical or square racket face at contact on their forehand and backhand topspin ground stroke. So why is it so often I find players have their racket face slightly open or scooped at the hit? Actually, every newer tennis player entering the sport will have a tendency to want to turn the racket face up to carry the ball over the net. Unless given proper fundamental principles at the beginning of their tennis, this perception can carry with them all the way into their advanced tennis years, limiting their ball striking ability. So the question is, if the angle of the racket face does not carry the ball up over the net, how does the ball go up with a vertical racket face? And the answer is friction. Having a swing path that goes from low to high will allow the strings to have a grabbing effect on the ball, pulling the ball up over the net and producing a topspin that allows the ball to go high over the barrier of the net and drop safely into the court. I consider this concept of carrying the ball up with friction to be one of the most important principles you can learn on your forehand and backhand ground stroke. A couple things will happen when you first start to learn to use friction to carry the ball up rather than scooping. Oftentimes players will say to me that at first it feels worse than their solid thump. The indirect blow delivered to the ball is a much different feeling than they're used to with their scoop. The other thing that'll happen is a player will actually break their first string they ever have in many, many years when learning to use friction. Because when you use friction, the main string will rub back and forth on the cross string, putting a groove in the main string. That's why in tennis you'll often break a main string rather than a cross string. In the end, it's the little things that make people a better tennis player. Ball striking is so important. If you learn to use friction, you can hit a more consistent, harder ball, and that can make all the difference in your tennis game. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe down below, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.